state of emergency. This motion reads as follows. The Senate, with disbelief and shock, notes the very ugly scene playing out in Niger State since February 24th, September 2021, which is Friday, in which heavy trucks and tanker drivers blocked all entry and exit roads to protest the horrible state of federal roads passing through the state. The Senate recalled that Niger State has the longest federal roads network of 2,263 kilometers out of a total of 32,000 kilometers of national federal road network. The federal roads in Niger State stretched from Abuja-Kaduna end to the Jeba-Mokwa-Makera-Tegina-Benengwari-Kaduna road to the Mokwa-Nibusa-Agwara-Kigbera end, which lies to the border with Benin Republic. Overall, the following critical linkage roads within Niger State provide logistical and vehicular movement between the north and the south, especially the southwest and northwest economic corridors. The roads are Zungeru-Tegina Road, which is 34 kilometers, Bida-Zungeru Road, which is 92 kilometers, Mina Western Bypass Road, which is 13.5 kilometers, Tegina-Kaduna Road, 80 kilometers, Bokani-Tegina Road, 115 kilometers, Wawa-Kayama Road, 65 kilometers, Zungeru-Mina-Lambata Road, 143 kilometers, Kontagora-Ibeto-Yauri Road, 80 kilometers, Kontagora-Tegina Road, 100 kilometers, Makwani-Busa-Kanji Dam Road, 100 kilometers, Makwa Junction Bida Road, 122 kilometers, Bida-Lapai-Lambata Road, which is currently under blockade, 125 kilometers, Lambata Junction Madala Road, 42 kilometers, Zuba-Kaduna Road, 60 kilometers, Jaba-Moka-Bokani Road, 100 kilometers, Bokani-Makera-Kontagora Road, 86 kilometers, Rofia-Swate-Shegbana with border to Benin Republic, 121 kilometers, Wawa-Rofia Road, 150 kilometers, Kanji Dam-Nibusa-Wawa Road, 32 kilometers, Kontagora-Rijao-Kebi Road, 113 kilometers, Agai-Kacha-Baro to FCT Border Road, 85 kilometers, Ibeto-Auna-Niwara-Kebi Road, 75 kilometers, Minashiroro Dam Road, 60 kilometers, Kontagora-Kotonkoro Road in Kebbi State, 111 kilometers, Bida-Sachi-Nupeko Road, 52 kilometers, and the Gwada-Sarkin Power Kaduna Road, 63 kilometers. Because of the massive land area of Niger State, which is put at about 76,363 kilometers square, representing about 9% of the total land area of the country, all movements from north to south substantially traverse the state. Indeed, the massive haulage of heavy industrial goods, such as petroleum products, iron rods, cement, finished manufactured goods, machines and equipment, electronic materials and goods, building materials, etc., in which trucks and tankers are overloaded, put great pressure on the roads, and thus are seriously devastating to the state of the roads in Niger State. Costly observation and reports indicate that many trucks and tankers are loaded with up to 90,000 tons of goods, and all vehicles are consistently overloaded well above their approved tonnage. The Senate alarmed that all the major link roads have totally failed, with fatal accidents occurring on a daily basis with loss of life, goods, and vehicles. A development that angered the trucks and tanker drivers to begin the protest, as the only available alternative route to exit the state is the Bid-Damina Road, which is currently under construction. This road itself is a failed road with many portions that cannot withstand any heavy truck movement as it is. The Senate further alarmed that the only road portion that is substantially motorable is the Mokwa Junction to Bida Road, which is itself under intense pressure by the heavy-duty haulage activities of trucks and tankers, and may not last the next 2 years under the current scenario. The Kontagora-Yauri Road is also motorable but hard to reach, hence the pressure on available state roads. The Senate disturbed that the current rate of funding of federal roads in the state is unfortunately dismal and cannot deliver, which has led to many of the projects abandoned by contractors. The result is continuous pressure on the few good ones. Indeed, it is very sad that the main trunk road from Jeba to Mokwa to Tegina to Kaduna has been completely abandoned, even though contracts have been awarded for the Jeba to Tegina Section 1 and 2 since 2018 without funds sufficient to even mobilize the contractors. This is true also for Makera Kontagora Yauri Road, which has been awarded since 2013, Bida Lapai Lambata awarded since 2018, also, but poor funding means stalled work. The massive accident and losses on this road were responsible for the current blockage in the state. The Senate agrees that the new ways and means for funding infrastructure in Nigeria must be seriously considered, while also strengthening enforcement in the issue of excess weight load by trucks and tankers, considering that over 90% of haulage of heavy goods are by road transport, pending when the ongoing train projects are delivered to ease the pressure. The Senate further agrees that the current blockage has seriously affected economic activities in the country, with heavy losses by investors and enterprises. It is therefore important that urgent and emergency measures are put in place to forestall further occurrences, while also considering a legislative roundtable on the state of transport infrastructure and institutional strengthening to support the economic diversification efforts and growth of the Nigerian economy. Prayers. Accordingly, the Senate resolved as follows. 1. Urge the federal government to declare a state of emergency on the critical roads in Niger State linking economic corridors in the north and south. 2. Urge the federal government to direct the Ministry of Works, Federal Ministry of Works, to carry out emergency stabilization of the failed portions of Bida Lapai Lambata Road to ease the current suffering and rate of accident and loss of goods and investments on the road. 3. Urge the federal government to consider an emergency intervention fund for the critical roads in Niger State to the tune of 300 billion to concurrently fix the roads as part of the infrastructure rehabilitation effort of the government to support ease of business and economic recovery across the country. 4. Convoke a national legislative roundtable on the state of infrastructure for economic development, which will bring all critical stakeholders in the transport and logistic industries together with a view to identifying urgent action to address the current challenges. Mr. President, as we speak, information reaching us indicates that today, based on negotiations with critical stakeholders, the tanker drivers have eased their blockade and they've started moving. But the implication of this is that so much has happened in the last 4 days. Many businesses have lost their business, and of course, the loss is better seen than imagined. Mr. President, I so move.
Distinguished Senator.
Brother, the Deputy Chief Whip, you will recall, Mr. President, that sometime in 2019, a similar situation occurred in Niger State. There was blockage of most of our roads, stopping vehicles moving from the southwest to the northern part of the country and affecting economic activities. We raised a motion here in 2019 concerning the state of the roads in Niger State. We also held a press conference in 2019 calling on the government to do something about the state of roads in Niger State. Nothing serious has really happened since then. In 2020, the budgetary allocation to all the roads in Niger State was about 9 billion naira. This year, 2021, the budgetary allocation to all the roads in Niger State was 4.6 billion. The road contracts in Niger State are about 15. The total contract sum for all those projects is about 250 billion. Only about 60 billion had been paid. At the pace of the budgetary allocation to rehabilitate the roads in Niger State, it will take eternity to fix the roads in Niger State. Therefore, I support the motion by my brother that what we require is special intervention funding for the roads in Niger State. That is urgently required so that the roads in Niger State will be fixed to arrest the current situation, the economic downturn, the security challenges that this country is facing presently. I therefore move to support the motion by my brother. Thank you.
Very wonderful presentation, and this is almost coming at the right time because the budget is about coming. We will all recall that the economy of Nigeria is an economy that was very monolithic. This time around, we tried to make agriculture to be one of our sources of income. And the burst of agricultural activities are within the hinterland, especially in Niger State, that we have the largest landmass in this country. Anytime we talked about construction or infrastructure, some of the lousy excuses we have is that we have 2 presidents that come from that state. But these are the 2 presidents that have done very well to other states. So don't we deserve to have a good thing in our state? Our roads are in shambles. They are not motorable. So if the trailers decided to block Niger State roads, it's not just to Niger State, it's to the entire northern Nigeria. Because if you look at the axis from Ilorin to Jeba, Mokwa, Maikera, Tegina, to Bednungwari, up to Kaduna, heads to Kano and other northern Nigeria, Nigerian cities, the road on that side was the main road that contributes a lot. And that road was constructed almost 30 or 40 years ago. Since around 1973, that road was constructed, and nothing more. But we can see that from Abuja to Makurdi, almost 56 billion naira was allocated for that road. 56 billion. And then you look at the road that we just mentioned, only 4.6 billion. Where is the equity? And what are the economic gains that comes out from this axis compared to the one that is coming from the Niger State axis, the Niger State corridor? So I call on the federal government, especially the Minister of Works, should realize that Nigeria is a large country and we need everywhere to be taken seriously. The Minister of Works is one-sided. He is one-sided. So what we need in this country is equal opportunity for every sector. Every sector of this country needs equal opportunity. I don't see the reason why other states will benefit from federal roads and Niger State will not have it. That is unfair. And I will call on the Senate to do the needful. The budget is coming, and we are going to raise this issue again, and we are going to appeal to the leadership to do the needful. Thank you, Mr. President.
Brother Senator Aliu Abdullahi Sabi. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, even though this event, the MP Center, was in Niger State, but what happened in the last few days affected every part of this country, especially in my own state. Just like the human circulatory system, any blockage in the veins leads to cardiovascular accidents and possible death. Blocking road network obviously leads to social, economic, and cultural accidents. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, what happened in the last few days led to several problems. Pregnant women, children were all blocked for days, living in the most difficult circumstances. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, if we know the kind of discombobulation that was created by that blockage, we will know that it's an issue that must be taken very seriously. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, given the number of roads that has been identified by the motion, these roads were all abandoned. Most of them have been awarded, but they are not being funded. Take, for example, Wawa to Kayama Road. This is a road that has been awarded for over 20-something billion. Until today, hardly 2 billion have been allocated for that road. It therefore means that that road might take decades to be concluded. Like my colleagues have said, this is another budget year. We look forward to proper funding of these road networks so as to stimulate our economy, reduce the suffering for our people. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues,
Urge the federal government to declare a state of emergency on the critical roads in Niger State linking economic corridors in the north and south. Those in favor of prayer 1 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2. Urge the federal government to direct the Federal Ministry of Works to carry out emergency stabilization of the failed portions of Bida Lapai, Lambata Road to ease the current suffering and rate of accidents and loss of goods and investments on the road. Those in favor of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 3. Urge the federal government to consider an emergency intervention fund for the critical roads in Niger State to the tune of 300 billion naira to concurrently fix the roads as part of the infrastructure rehabilitation efforts of the government to support ease of business and economic recovery across the country. Those in favor of prayer 3 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 4. Convoke a national legislative roundtable on the state of infrastructure for economic development, which will bring all critical stakeholders in the transport and logistics industries together with a view to identifying urgent actions to address the current challenges. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate.
President.